Hello, my math muffins. I'm going to go through this study guide kind of 2 pages at a time. So I'll do the first 2 pages. So that's going to be numbers 1 through 11. And then the second video will be 12 through 22. So I just wanted you to be aware that this is segmented. Okay, so for the first one, it says graph the systems and show all work. Algebraically, you should write your solution. So we're going to graph each line. So I'm going to graph this one first, start at 4, up 1/2. Okay. And then the second one, I'm going to solve for y first to graph it. So that would be 2y equals x minus 4. So therefore, it would be y equals 1/2 x minus 2. And you can already tell that these lines have the same slope. They're definitely, parallel. So from there, remember the goal, if your line's a little bit better, the goal for this is that you're trying to determine how many points they have in common. So this one, they don't have any. So you can just write no solution, the empty set, or actually write out no solution. Okay, so move on to the second one. So this one, we're going to solve for x here. So we get y equals negative x minus 4. It's a negative 1, so we're going to go down and right or up and left. We want the line to be going downhill. And for the second line, we're going to minus 4x on both sides. Then you get negative y equals negative 4x minus 1. Divide everything by negative 1. So that up 4/1 or down and left, you can see it's right there. So your point for this one is going to be -1, -3. Okay, solve the systems by substitution or elimination. This first one, because y is by itself, substitution's awesome way to solve it. So we're going to plug this in for the y down here, since it's y equals. So we're going to rewrite it 3x plus 2, and then in parentheses, x plus 2 equals 9. Then you're going to go ahead and distribute. It'll be 5x plus 4 equals 9, and then minus 4 on both sides, so that'd be 5x equals 5, so x is equal to 1. And then we can plug the 1 back into y equals x plus 2, so y equals 1 plus 2, which is 3. So there would be the order pair for that. So for the specific instructions on 3 through 5, they say there can be one solution, no solution. If there's one solution, write the order pair. So that's one solution, and it's 1, 3. For the second one, I would use elimination just because the x can be easily multiplied by -2. And that'd be minus 10y equals -14. And then you can add these two equations together. So that would be 0 there, and then -5y equals -10. So y is equal to 2. And then you would plug the 2 into either one. We'll do x plus 5 times 2 equals 7. So x plus 10 equals 7, which is -3. So the whole point would be -3, 2. Okay. For the fifth one, substitution's probably the best bet. So this one I'm going to plug in here for the x down here. And that's going to be negative. We can put it in parentheses, but you don't have to because there's no coefficient on the x. It's just a 1. And then because there's nothing on the outside, we can drop these guys, the little parentheses. So then when I combine the -7 and the 7, I get 34 because the y's cancel out, equals 32. That's not true. So in this case, there's no solution. And these lines are parallel to one another. Okay, let's see here. Okay, good. All right, so for number 6, you're selling tickets to a high school basketball game. Student tickets cost $3 and general admission costs $5. You sell 350 tickets. How many types of each ticket did you sell? So we have student tickets, and then we have adult tickets. So the first equation I'm going to write is going to have to do with all the money. So it's $3 for a student ticket plus $5 for an adult ticket, and we raise the $14.50 for a total amount. There's usually a money equation and there's usually a total amount equation. The total amount equation is going to be the number of student tickets plus the number of adult tickets is equal to 350. Now once you're here, I'm just going to do this in substitution just to show you how it would work. So substitution, we can almost get S and A in the second equation by itself. So I'm just going to get S by itself. And then once you get that, you can plug this in for the S in the other equation. Two times 1350. That's like 900 and 150, so 1050. Minus 1050 on both sides would be like, this is going to be 2A is equal to 400, so A is equal to 200. So that means you have 200 adult tickets. And honestly, you can just look here at this one. If you have 200 adult, 350 total, that means you could plug it in, or you could just look at it and say, well, that must mean that 150 are student tickets. Okay, number 7, the sum of two numbers is 14. One of the numbers is doubled, the sum will be 22. So we can just say our variables would be X is like the first number, or one number, and then Y is the second. So the sum, that means when we add them together, it's 14. One of the numbers is doubled, so we'll double the first number. The sum will now be 22. So those are your two equations for that one. I would probably, for any of these, I just use elimination. You could even minus and get the y's to cancel out here, but I'll just multiply by -1, so you get -y. And I'm just going to bring over the other equation, so 2x plus y equals 22. Let's add them up. So that's going to be a 1x, or just x, that deletes out. And then that would be 8. So therefore, one of the numbers is 8. And the other number, we can easily plug in. So 8 plus y equals 14. So y is equal to 6. So those are the two numbers for that one. Okay, the perimeter of a rectangle is 60 centimeters. The length is 4 times the width. What are the length and the width of the rectangle? So perimeter would be 2L plus 2W equals 60. And the length is 4 times the width, so L is equal to 4W. So that is going to be our two equations. Substitution, because L's by itself is easiest. I'm going to plug this in for the L here. So 2 times 4W plus 2W equals 60. So it's 8W plus 2W equals 60. So W is equal to 6. And since the length is 4 times the W, that means the length is going to be equal to 4 times 6, which is 24. So the width is 6, and the length is 24. All right, what's the difference between no solution and infinite solutions? So no solution would be like their lines are parallel. They have no points in common. Infinite solutions, which is like all real numbers, means that the lines overlap and they share every point. because they're on the same line. So something like that. All right, the last two, substitution or elimination. Ooh, I spot a 0 pair. So elimination is going to be your best friend here. 5x is equal to 5, x is equal to 1. So we can do 3 times 1 minus 2y equals 1. So 3 minus 2y equals 1. Minus 3 on both sides, so 2y equals -2. Divide by -2, so we get y is equal to 1. So this order pair is just 1, 1. I should probably double check that. Seems kind of bizarre, doesn't it? Yep. Okay. And the last one on here, if I multiply, so like right now nothing cancels at all. So we're going to actually multiply both of these equations by something. I'm going to get the y's to cancel. So right now I have 5 and 2. So if I multiply the first equation by -2 and the second one by a +5, I'm going to get -10 and 10. So this would be -8x minus 10y equals -80. And then that would be 15x plus, oopsie, plus, I forgot what I was doing, 10y equals 15 and 100, so 115. And then if I add them up, the y's cancel. I got 7x is equal to 20 and so 35. And then divide by 7, so you're going to get 5 to be your x. Then I can plug it into either equation. I'll just plug in the first one. But 4 times 5 plus 5y equals 40. That's 20. And so that's 5y equals 20. So y is equal to 4. So there's your order pair there, 5, 4. Alrighty. That was a lot. And we're only halfway done, so this is definitely a longer packet. But like I said, I'm going to post a second video to go over problems 12 through 22, which is like mostly the inequalities. So thanks for watching. Hope it was helpful.